Hi, I'm here to discuss to you about the continuation of my video regarding RIP. Um, so we're going to discuss RIP authentication, RIP passive interface, and RIP timers. So let's begin. So here, from where we left off, it's a similar diagram as the second video. I just added a second loop back for Boston and also ORD, and and also here's the IP address for all the setups currently. So before we begin, let's verify the routing table. So as you can see, all the routes are there. Like let's pick some of them, like 101, 101 network, 51, 50, 150, and so on and so forth. So what we're gonna do is, in order for us to isolate the network, is or in order for us to show in order for me to show to you um, the feature for passive interface and timers, script timers in one test, I'm gonna isolate this part of the network, this one, from this side of the network. So first things first, before we isolate it, let's analyze how are we gonna isolate it. We could do a no shut or a shutdown on this interface, either Boston or LAX, and also shutdown interface for either ORD or LAX for fast internet 3/0, or we could just do a passive interface for both Boston and ORD. So before we begin, we're gonna set it in such a way that it logs the timestamp key, um, service timestamp debug time, then scroll up and replace debug with block. And then we'll set the clock so that it's easier for us to track it. So as you can see, it's set for May 17th at midnight UTC. It's set at 0.0.0.0, so it's easier for us to track it. And then I did a script in which it's going to show the clock. Then also it's going to show the. Let's do first a show IP protocol. So what we need from this is we need the routing networks, or routing information, I mean, and then the invalid timer and sending updates, and then the gateway. The sending updates and the invalid uh, option is for us to see what are the updates um, for the invalid, the hold down, and the flush. And then right after that, we'll do a show IP or IP route rip. Okay, so what do we do? Really needing the script, but it's faster. So that's what we're gonna do to see what are the how long is the update for the routing table, what are the invalid hold down flush timers, and also on each gateway we're gonna see when was the routing table last updated, and also the routes for router rep. It's easy for us to see because it also shows the clock. So before we do that, we'll position the Boston and the ORD in such a way that we're ready so that we'll get the update um, almost as exactly as possible. So what we do is config the router rip and passive interface. And then if you look at the option, uh, you could segregate to like connections, right? Or you could use the default, which is saying that also press all connections, right? So we leave it as that for now. We will do the same thing for Boston, FM, interface, default. Okay, so before we begin, we'll do another um, run again. We'll run again this script. So we'll have a clock which is 5 minutes, over 5 minutes fast. So enter, enter, and as you can see here, it's gonna enter. It's gonna say entering to hold down. and if you do another update, it's going to show you that, oh, some of the links that's connected to ORD and Boston, it's saying possibly down, which here it's saying that it's entering to the hold down phase. So, which means it already passed by the invalid timer. Then we'll wait until such a way that it flashes the whole routes on the routing table, which is it's gonna show like that, it's saying oh, come out of the hold down timer. So once we do another entry, we only have the routes learned from this guy from Atlanta. So if we analyze it when it flashed the timer, it was six 6 minutes and 34 seconds, which is all, almost roughly 60 seconds, give and take. Because you don't know um, when uh, when was the last update for the routing table, because this 60 seconds is from the time that it receives a valid route from those networks or a reachable route. So we'll go to the Wireshark. So we'll just analyze the connection from Boston. Where is it? This one, Boston to LAX. Okay, so let's go first on the time where we first started the route. As you can see, all the routes are placed here, whatever. This is coming from 31. So from LAX going to Boston. And this one is coming from Boston to LAX. Then when we turn off the um, when we turn on the passive interface, as you can see, there is no RIP route coming in from Boston. All of it is on LAX. Okay, so the next thing that we're gonna discuss is we'll put back the routes first for Boston and ORD. So what you're gonna do is just put the no on it, so that it cancels out the passive interface, and we'll let the routing table update. So as you can see, after I put back the passive interface, it relearned all the metrics. So from the LAX, so we have again the one coming in from Boston, and then it's again advertising all these routes. Like for one, for for the 100.01 network, it's saying it's 2 metrics away or 2 hops away. So right now, what we're gonna do on the next demo is we're gonna put um, a password or authentication for RIP, so that you cannot just put any router and then run a sniffer on that router and grab all the packet or reroute all the packets. Okay, so first we're gonna creating the keys for this, and then after that we'll implement it on the interface. So for example, we'll do the LAX first. We'll do config p, then you're gonna set up the key. So key chain, and then like any word that you want. So to make it simple, we'll just call it probably RIP, and then if you look at the options, we could configure a key or default, which is set the command or negate the command. So we'll put a key and then the key identifier. So to make it simple, we'll just put one. And then it's going to ask for the key string. Or we could also put lifetime on it afterwards. But we'll just set it to, we'll set the key to never expire. So we're not going to mention but we're not gonna bother with the lifetime for now. So we do key string and then a password. So to make it simple, we're just gonna do password. And then after we configure the key string, we have to put it on all the interface that we want the authentication to take place. So for LAX, we have uh, fast 0/0 and fast 0/1 and fast internet 3/0. So we're gonna exit on this, save, and then from there we do an interface range, fast internet 0/0, comma, fast internet 0/1, and fast internet, oh, forget the comma, fast internet 3/0, enter. And then we're gonna tell the router that, oh, we're gonna implement the authentication to those interfaces we want. IP, if you look at the options, you should see there RIP option and authentication and keychain, and then the word that you created is put it on all caps. Yeah, yeah, all caps. As you can see, once we um, enter the password, since all those other routers don't have that authentication, all the connection went down. Um, so to make it um, faster, I put it in such a way that I pasted all the configuration on the notepad. So we'll do the next one for Boston. Oh wait, before we do that, I'd like to show to you that uh, so for the ones, this is the cipher trace for LAX to Atlanta. So for one, I mean for Atlanta, which is this guy, as you can see, there is no uh, password. Right? because it was not set yet. But if you went to LAX, you can see there, since it's not encrypted, you can see the password on it. So we'll configure the rest of them. And as you can see, we don't need to put a keychain on the loopback because all we want is um, the one that's physically connected. So we don't care about routes um, that are not physically connected. So for Boston, so as you can see, after I put the authentication for Boston, all of these routes came back up. So we'll go ahead to Atlanta. The next one is ORD. as you can see, um, the routing entries are back. It's um, um, LAX. And then I'm gonna show it to you since this one is not encrypted. The password will be able to be sniffed by Wireshark or any other packet capture. And also, so once, let's say, on the routing table, once we do show running say interface. Oh, that router. I mean, oh, sorry, key string. As you can see, um, when you do a show run, and then you just put in there a portion of the running config that you want to look at, you can see there that the password also, if somebody grabs your configuration, it's not encrypted. So there's another way to do the encryption for this one. Um, instead of um, instead of the password being plain text, we're gonna put it on an MD5 hash. So way to do it is through this one command. Just to make sure that we're on the interfaces we want, we'll just go back to it and run this command again, just to make sure that we're on the right section. So it's very strange. Pass internet 0/0, 0/1, and 0/3. And then after that, we'll do a IP rip. It's almost the same command, authentication mode instead of keychain. Oh wait, we'll remove first this guy. So we'll remove that one first. with a no, and then from there, boom, IP RIP authentication. So instead of us going to keychain, we'll go to mode. One, so there, either we do an MD5 or clear text. So we'll do MD5. Then we'll grab the sniffer for LAX, any LAX sniffer. So this one from ORD to ORD to LAX. So the LAX is that one. To that. So to that one, once we look at the oh, so then so that coming up, so we'll do some troubleshooting. Why is it not coming up? I think we have to. That's strange. I can see it's there. It also did. Oh, forgot I don't have a loopback for, or I don't. I didn't prepare loopback two. Got me all confused. I don't know why it's not coming up. Let's do the rest of them. So for this one, that Oh, okay. My mistake. We should not be removing the um. My fault. Oh, okay. We should not be removing the IP authentication RIP because it defaults to that. Then so once we have that, the one that we're having an issue a while ago where we cannot see it. So I was surprised when I was looking at ORD to LAX, and I was looking at that one. Digest. So right now it's there. As you can see, the password is shown. And then once we do a show run, then replace the interface with P. It's still there. It, al- although the encryption was, or although the keys were encrypted once we're sending it out, um, the configuration file was not encrypted. So we could do that with, I believe it's service password encryption. And then we'll enter the same thing, and it encrypts it with the Path7 encryption. So we're gonna do the same thing here, right? So once we do a show IP route RIP routing, through you. avoidance. That's showing a while. Oh, the typo. So we'll do the rest of the configuration. All of them are password encrypted. And there you go. Um, so recapping, I showed you the functionality of passive interfaces, and I also showed you the timers from the routing update timer to um, for RIP, and also the hold down timer, uh, the flash timer, and the invalid timer. Thanks again, guys. This week I'm gonna do more on the authentication side, where we're gonna do some videos about security and also some demos about Linux. So stay tuned. Thank you very much.